The Law of One, Book 2, Part 6. Questioner. Then the black hole would be a point at which the environmental material has succeeded in uniting with unity or with the Creator? Is this correct? Ra. I am Ra. The black hole which manifests third density is the physical complex manifestation of this spiritual or metaphysical state. This is correct. Questioner. Then when our planet is fully into fourth density, will there be a greater gravity? Ra. I am Ra. There will be a greater spiritual gravity, thus causing a denser illusion. Questioner. This denser illusion, then, I would assume increases gravitational acceleration above the 32 feet per second squared that we experience. Is this correct? Ra. I am Ra. Your entities do not have the instrumentation to measure spiritual gravity, but only to observe a few of its extreme manifestations. Questioner. This I know, that we can't measure spiritual gravity, but I was just wondering if the physical effect could be measured as an increase in the gravitational constant. That was my question. Ra. I am Ra. The increase measurable by existing instrumentation would and will be statistical in nature only and not significant. Questioner. Okay. As the creation is formed, as the atoms form as rotations of the vibration which is light, they coalesce in a certain manner sometimes. They produce a lattice structure which we call crystalline. I am guessing that because of the formation from intelligent energy of the precise crystalline structure, that it is possible by some technique to tap intelligent energy and bring it into the physical illusion by working through the crystalline structure. Is this correct? Ra. I am Ra. This is correct only insofar as the crystalline physical structure is charged by a correspondingly crystallized or regularized or balanced mind-body-spirit complex. Questioner. I don't wish to get off on subjects of no importance, but it is difficult sometimes to see precisely in which direction to go. I would like to investigate a little bit more this idea of crystals, how they are used. I am assuming then from what you said that in order to use the crystal to tap intelligent energy, it is necessary to have a partially undistorted mind-body-spirit complex. Is this correct? Ra. I am Ra. This is specifically correct. Questioner. There must be a point at which the removal of distortion reaches the minimum for use of the crystal in tapping intelligent energy. Is this correct? Ra. I am Ra. This is correct only if it is understood, shall we say, that each mind-body-spirit complex has a unique such point. Questioner. Can you tell me why each mind-body-spirit complex has this unique point of distortion rating? Ra. I am Ra. Each mind-body-spirit complex is a unique portion of the one Creator. Questioner. Then you are saying that there is no single level of purity required to tap intelligent energy through crystals, but there can be a wide variation in the amount of distortion that an entity may have, but each entity has to reach his particular point of what I might call energizing the ability. Is this right? Ra. I am Ra. This is incorrect. The necessity is for the mind-body-spirit complex to be of a certain balance, this balance thus enabling it to reach a set level of lack of distortion. The critical difficulties are unique for each mind-body-spirit complex due to the experiential distillations which in total are the, shall we say, violet ray beingness of each such entity. This balance is what is necessary for work to be done in seeking the gateway to intelligent infinity through the use of crystals or through any other use. No two mind-body-spirit crystallized natures are the same. The distortion requirements, vibrationally speaking, are set. Questioner. I see. Then if you are able to read the violet ray of an entity, to see that ray, is it possible to immediately determine whether the entity could use crystals to tap intelligent energy? Ra. I am Ra. It is possible for one of fifth density or above to do this. Questioner. Is it possible for you to tell me how an entity who has satisfactorily achieved the necessary violet ray qualifications should use the crystal? Ra. I am Ra. The gateway to intelligent infinity is born of, shall we say, the sympathetic vibration and balanced state accompanying the will to serve, the will to seek. Questioner. Can you tell me precisely what the entity would do with the crystal to use it for the purpose of seeking the intelligent infinity? Ra. I am Ra. The use of the crystal in physical manifestation is that use wherein the entity of crystalline nature charges the regularized physical crystal with this seeking, thus enabling it to vibrate harmonically and also become the catalyst or gateway whereby intelligent infinity may thus become intelligent energy, this crystal serving as an analog of the violet ray of the mind-body-spirit in relatively undistorted form. Questioner. Is it possible for you to instruct us in the specific uses of the crystals? Ra. I am Ra. It is possible. There are, we consider, things which are not efficacious to tell you due to possible infringement upon your free will. Entities of the Confederation have done this in the past. The uses of the crystal, as you know, include the uses for healing, for power, and even for the development of life forms. We feel that it is unwise to offer instructions at this time, as your peoples have shown a tendency to use peaceful sources of power for disharmonious reasons. Questioner. Is it possible for you to give me an example of various planetary developments in what I will call a metaphysical sense, having to do with the development of consciousness and its polarities throughout the galaxy? In other words, I believe that some of these planets develop quite rapidly in higher density planets, and some take longer times. Can you give me some idea of that development? Ra. I am Ra. This will be the final full query of this session. The particular logos of your major galaxy has used a large portion of its coalesced material to reflect the beingness of the Creator. In this way, there is much of your galactic system which does not have the progression of which you speak, but dwells spiritually as a portion of the logos. Of those entities upon which consciousness dwells, there is, as you surmise, a variety of time-space periods during which the higher densities of experience are attained by consciousness. Is there any short query further before we close? Questioner. Is there anything that we can do to make the instrument more comfortable or to improve the contact? Ra. I am Ra. You are conscientious. The entity is well aligned. I am Ra. I leave you now in the love and the light of the one infinite Creator. Go forth, therefore, rejoicing in the power and the peace of the one infinite Creator. Adonai.